My days, my days, my days, my days. I'm in the studio. My days, I have a mic. Guys, I feel so cool. I have so much power now. Like I'm invincible. Okay. Well, hi guys. Welcome back to the Wisdom Wave Podcast. I'm your host Rebecca, and today we are going to be talking about why all of your friends should be NEEKS. So, you may notice something different today for all of our visual listeners. I promise I'll upload on Spotify soon because I haven't done that in a while. But I've got not I have I booked the studio space, and they even have blue lighting. I don't know if it will show up on the camera, but we even have blue lighting to go with our logo and everything. So yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna be talking about today is just like a trend I've noticed recently within like me and my friends subconsciously. Like we don't do it on purpose, but we kind of just sort of gravitate towards NEEKS. So basically, all of like the smartest people you know, when you really deep it, aren't all of their friends like hella smart as well. Why? Because they use what I am now calling the NEEKS circle complex. It's a work in progress in the name. But anyways, so you're really just a product of your environment and of the people that you're around the most. So you'll find that when you're surrounded by friends who say all listen to Drake, you're gonna start listening to Drake. But now you're in a friend group that all listens to Kendrick, you're gonna start listening to Kendrick. So the same thing goes for like your studies and revision and everything. If you're around people who are consistently revising and trying to get better, you are going to mimic that behavior and you're going to do the same and you're going to revise a lot and try to get better. So like how I've seen it with me and my friends is that like on the train or on the bus or whatever, we'll just randomly start talking about work and it won't even be like sort of like, oh, have you done this? It'll just be like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. When you're around people who are very like dedicated to their studies, topics from your work and topics from your course will just randomly find themselves in your conversations. Even like yesterday, I was on the train with Angel, if you know Angel, like most people who listen to this go to my school. But basically, I was on the train with Angel yesterday, and we were just talking about but we were talking about the exams, but we were like talking about Shakespeare, and then I randomly started like talking about every single Tempest quote that I could think of in my head, and Angel was like helping me as well. And I was like, if Angel wasn't trying to get an A star in English and I wasn't trying to get an A star in English, we'd probably just be sitting there talking about like Squid Game or something. Do you know what I mean? Like we'd probably just not be talking about it. But because we're friends and because we both want to get those types of grades, we both discuss those things sort of naturally, and it's easier to revise that way from your friends and from like NEEKS, if that makes sense. But yeah. So guys, I'm really nervous about this little microphone, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just really new to this whole setup and I'm very scared. Yeah. Next, we are going to be talking about why NEEKS are valuable. These are the most valuable people that you will ever come across in your school career. Yes, you have friends. Yes, they help you, but they're not gonna help you like the teacher's pet that is sitting in the front row of the class. Not to say that everyone in the front row is the teacher's pet. It depends. Sometimes, you know, like when bad people get moved to the front, like not those people. No buzz to those people, but you know the type of people I'm trying to talk about. Anyways, when I say NEEKS, I mean these are the people who are constantly getting good grades on their tests. The people who get 6 out of 6s, 12 out of 12s on those little exam questions like it's nothing. The people who like the teacher goes to when there's a hard question and they know the rest of the class won't get it, so they go, you, what's the answer? And they get it. Like, those are the people we're talking about here. These are our targets, okay? The reason you should be talking to them and seeking their advice is because they are where you want to be right now. The second reason why NEEKS are so valuable is because they are your peers. These are people in the exact same situation as you. They're probably in the same class as you. They're getting all the same information as you. So they understand what you're going through, and they'll understand any sort of like trouble you're having with any content. And then like the third reason why they are so valuable, like depending on the person, this is kind of like, I guess it's subjective, I guess, but like depending on the person, they'll want you to succeed, so they won't really mind you asking for their advice. But like also, when someone comes to you and is like, oh, like I really need help with blah blah blah, like, and they come to you, they're gonna feel like, they're gonna feel a type of way, like they're gonna feel like flight. Like if someone came to me and was like, oh Rebecca, I need help with geography, I'll be like, me? I'll be like, me? Do you know what I mean? Like they'll feel flattered and they'll be like, damn, you really think I'm smart, so they'll want to help you, if that makes sense. So they are valuable people to be talking to you and to be around. So guys, I'm so scared the mic isn't recording. I'm so scared. I'm the worst technologist. Like everyone that's been on the podcast, every guest I've had, how many guests have I had? I've had 3 guests. So Abby, Oriane, Alamine, I'm probably freaking out right now because this is like the most technical like podcast setup ever. So I'm like freaking out, but I think I'm doing okay. I haven't cried yet, so it's fine. So this is how I use or manipulate my NEEKS / friends, because yes, you are all NEEKS. So first, like I said, you need to identify them. Some of these people will probably even be your closest friends and you won't even realize it. Like you ask them, oh, how are you doing in maths? And they'll tell you they get A stars. And you'll be like, like, there's some people, yeah? There's some people that I know who are genuinely, like, no buzz to them. But because the way they act and the way I see them because they are my friend, I can't picture them seriously within like an academic setting. Like, you're not. What do you mean you revise and you do tests? What do you mean you're not just always sending me silly TikToks and stuff? Like, what do you mean you actually do stuff? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Like I said, you need to identify your needs, identify your targets. You need one for each subject. I only have one for one subject, but I'm trying to expand my NEEK network. Do you see? Yeah. So, 2, you need to know how to approach your NEEK. First off, you never go to them on some sort of like random type business. Like, you need to go with them specifically. It's like approaching a teacher. In a way, they are teachers, but because they're your peers, you kind of understand them better when they're trying to explain stuff. So, you need to go to them with either like a homework you guys got set, an assignment, something that you both have in common and that you're both going to have to work on, or something that they've probably already done already and like you need their help with it. Yeah. So then you need to make sure whatever you're asking them, you're not gonna ask them to check over your whole work, because that's a teacher's job. That is not what they have to do. Or you don't go to them and ask them what mark would this get. That's not what you need to do. What you need to do is you need to ask them something really specific. Like, I do essay subjects, so it's even more important in that sense. You need to ask them something like, oh, I don't think I done the comparison right. Oh, I'm scared because there's going to be someone who's going to listen to this and going to be like, I remember when Rebecca asked me that. Like, yeah. So, like, you need to be like, oh, I don't think I done the comparison right. Oh, I don't think I applied the question right for, like, this type question. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what STEM people do. Oh, I don't the calculation wrong. I don't know. But, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about, like, I feel like, in a way, some people might see this and be like, yeah, that's common knowledge. You just ask for help. Some people genuinely don't ask for help and just sit there. But I feel like by highlighting that you should talk to your peers instead of like just your teachers, it's going to be easier for you to actually get that help. But that's just me. That's just my 2 cents. But also, when you're asking these people, just genuinely ask them how they revise. Like, it might work for you, it might not. But just knowing like more ways of revising is always helpful. Because the more I like talk to people, I realize everyone literally does something different. No 2 people do the same like combination of things in order to revise a subject. Like, me, myself, do I even revise? Do I even... No, like, me, myself, I know, like, for this subject, this works, but for this subject, it doesn't really work, so I need to find out a different way to do it. So that's where I'm kind of at right now. So I need to go ask my MKOs, my more knowledgeable others, to get a little bit. See, I just wish everybody took psychology, because if you took psychology, you'd get like 90% of my jokes. But anyways, like, you need to go to your MKOs, you need to go to your experts, you need to ask them what they're doing. So either you can replicate it or learn from it. And yeah. And like internalize their knowledge. And yeah. Like, all in all this to say, eventually being around the NEEKS, like, it kind of rubs off on you. You'll end up sort of like getting those better grades and everything. But that's only if you actually try to talk about the work and not just have like a little kiki every time you're with your friends. If you know your friends are smart, make sure you try and talk about work in your conversations. Not in like a dead way, but just be like, oh, what did you think of this? What did you think of that? I feel like it's so much harder for STEM subjects, and I feel for you. So I'm sorry I can't advise on that part. But if you take something like English, politics, any of that, it is so flipping easy to talk about that within like a conversation with your friends. So like, please try to. It will help you so much with like your arguments and everything. Like, you won't even like deep it when you're like in the conversation. But yeah, that was fun. I think I done a good job. I think we done a good job. I think for our first studio setting, it was a good job. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. Get us get at us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So go get your NEEKS, go expand your NEEK. Go to your NEEKS, go expand your NEEK network, and I'll see you next time on the Wisdom Wave Podcast. Bye.